Welcome to our mini lecture on motivation for week 9. So many different definitions of motivation. This definition that I've taken is an individual's desire or drive to perform behaviors or reach goals. Work motivation is the intensity and persistence of an employee's work-related behavior. And work engagement is similar to work motivation. It's the opposite of burnout, and it's those feelings of positivity and enthusiasm and dedication towards one's work. So, motivation. Why do we want nurses who are motivated? And just this caption here, some days it's hard to find motivation, and some days motivation finds you. So as a nurse leader, we are often faced with situations where certain employees appear to resist change efforts or are less productive than their peers. Two major dimensions of job performance that relate to this problem are motivation and ability. Employee motivation is a significant element in organizational performance. So why do we want nurses who are motivated? Well, nurses who are motivated spend more time with their patients. There's improved job satisfaction, positive patient outcomes, higher quality of care and patient safety, and higher organizational commitment. So what would improve your motivation in the workplace, or how could you as a leader improve motivation? Well, the first thing to do is promote self-efficacy or self-belief, that ability to believe in yourself. And research has found that the degree of self-belief or self-efficacy and ownership of one's goals correlates with one's motivation and ability to reach them. In addition, those with greater self-efficacy are more committed, use better task strategies to attain goals, and respond more positively to negative feedback than do people with lower self-efficacy. If we relate this to the process of effective goal setting, if you were a leader who set high goal standards from a top-down approach, that would negatively impact motivation and goal achievement, and negative feedback that leads to higher career stress and a lower motivation to set and reach goals. And so as a nurse leader, you need to build that collaborative goal setting together, that shared goal setting. Nurse managers or leaders can support motivation and ability by being visible and engaged in the work environment. They have a significant influence on work ethic, mutual respect, and interpersonal relationships that promote diverse ways of knowing and being. Furthermore, by being present in the work environment, they will have a sense of who is thriving and who is merely surviving, which provides an opportunity to further support employees. So you know the benefit of a nurse that's present, or a nurse leader, that's present. So what are some sources of work motivation? These are some similar to last week when we talked about organizational culture. So there's workplace characteristics, such as good collaboration, support within the team, a sense of autonomy, and then the working conditions, so the workload, shifts, pay, opportunities for advancement. The personalities or the personal characteristics, so the philosophy, knowledge, and skills. Maybe there are some individual priorities and you're just one that is a very high motivator, high achiever. And then if you're suffering from an internal psychological state such as depression, you may find work harder to be meaningful, or work motivation may be harder. So that's important to understand from a leader perspective, is that the internal psychological states have a real impact on work motivation. So I want to speak to Maslow's motivation theory. So motivation springs from the need to have your basic needs met, followed by a desire to meet one's higher goals, which then evolves into a calling to help others attain their goals. If one's basic needs are not met, as per Maslow, they will often be distracted or even disabled from working towards their goals and those of their organization. Nurse leaders enable motivation by first ensuring that the work environment is meeting the basic needs of the employee. For example, physiologic needs such as rest and nutrition breaks, belonging to our work community that provides unconditional support, and honoring diversity so that all nurses can feel a real sense of esteem in their nursing role. Once these priority needs or primary needs are met, the nurse manager can assist the employee to create goals and foster an environment that enables them to be reached. So, the importance of starting at the bottom to ensure the physiological needs are met of your staff, the safety and security needs are met, and then gradually you will move up to having an individual that has good self-esteem, good self-efficacy, and is motivated within their workplace environment. So we're going to move forward and look at this short video on the needs theory, motivating employees with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and it's through study.com.
Can be highly individualized.
Start from the beginning.
Effectively motivating employees has long been one of management's most important and challenging duties. Motivation refers to the psychological processes that stimulate excitement and persistence of voluntary actions aimed at some goal. Because motivation can be highly individualized, managers use a wide range of techniques to keep their employees motivated and happy. Therefore, it is essential for managers to understand the psychological processes involved in motivation so that they can effectively direct employees towards organizational goals. Needs theories attempt to identify internal factors that motivate an individual's behavior and are based on the premise that people are motivated by unfulfilled needs. For example, if you were dissatisfied with living in your parents' basement at age 40, you might go out and find your own apartment. In doing so, you will fulfill the need for privacy, independence, and the ability to bring a date home without having to explain why you still live with your parents. Needs are psychological or physiological insufficiencies that provoke some type of behavioral response. The needs a person has can range from weak to strong and can vary based on environmental factors, time, and place. One of the most popular needs theories is Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory. Maslow proposed that motivation is the result of a person's attempt at fulfilling 5 basic needs: physiological, safety, social, esteem, and self-actualization. According to Maslow, these needs can create internal pressures that can influence a person's behavior. Physiological needs are those needs required for human survival, such as air, food, water, shelter, clothing, and sleep. As a manager, you can account for physiological needs of your employees by providing comfortable working conditions, reasonable work hours, and the necessary breaks to use the bathroom and eat and/or drink. Safety needs include those needs that provide a person with a sense of security and well-being. Personal security, financial security, good health, and protection from accidents, harm, and their adverse effects are all included in safety needs. As a manager, you can account for the safety needs of your employees by providing safe working conditions, secure compensation such as a salary and job security, which is especially important in a bad economy. Social needs, also called love and belonging, refer to the need to feel a sense of belonging and acceptance. Social needs are important to humans so that they do not feel alone, isolated, and depressed. Friendships, family, and intimacy all work to fulfill social needs. As a manager, you can account for the social needs of your employees by making sure that each of your employees know one another, encouraging cooperative teamwork, being an accessible and kind supervisor, and promoting a good work-life balance. Esteem needs refer to the need for self-esteem and respect, with self-respect being slightly more important than gaining respect and admiration from others. As a manager, you can account for the esteem needs of your employees by offering praise and recognition when the employee does well, offering promotions and additional responsibility to reflect your belief that they are a valued employee. Self-actualization needs describe a person's need to reach his or her full potential. The need to become what one is capable of is something that is highly personal. While I might have the need to be a good parent, you might have the need to hold an executive level position within your organization. Because this need is individualized, as a manager, you can account for this need by providing challenging work, inviting employees to participate in decision making, and give them flexibility and autonomy in their jobs. As the name of the theory indicates, Maslow believed that these needs exist in a hierarchical order. This progression principle suggests that lower level needs must be met before higher level needs. The deficit principle claims that once a need is satisfied, it is no longer a motivator, because an individual will take action only to satisfy unmet needs. If you look at this pyramid, you can see how Maslow's needs are organized, with basic physiological needs such as air, food, water, and sleep at the bottom, and the idea of self-actualization, or when a person reaches the full potential in life, at the top. Again, according to Maslow, before a person can take action to satisfy a need at any level on this pyramid, the needs below it must already be satisfied. To better understand how Maslow's hierarchy works, let's take a look at the following example. Meet Eric. He is a young boy who just started his summer vacation and cannot wait to go outside and play with his friends. As he walks towards the door, he hears his stomach growl and realizes that in his excitement, he forgot to eat. Eric knows that he won't be able to have fun playing outside if he is hungry, so he stops off at the fridge and grabs a bite to eat, as well as a bottle of water to take with him outside in case he gets thirsty. Eric has now satisfied his basic physiological needs. Once outside, Eric notices a creepy individual in a van sitting down the street offering his friends some bottled water to drink. Just then, Eric realizes that he left his bottle of water sitting on the kitchen counter. Eric sure is thirsty, but this man makes Eric feel unsafe. Unfortunately, the need to satisfy his thirst is stronger than his need for safety, so Eric approaches the van and asks the man for some water to drink. When the man turns around, Eric sees that the man is none other than his fourth-grade teacher, Mr. Jenkins. Eric's need for safety was fulfilled once he recognized that he was no longer in danger. But even if this need was not met, Eric still would have been able to fulfill the lower level physiological need by getting water, even if the guy did not turn out to be someone Eric knew. After playing outside for a few more hours with his friends, which satisfies Eric's social needs, a new kid on the block joins them. Eric's friend Mark introduces the new kid as Bruno. Bruno starts to bully Eric, which makes Eric feel unsafe. Even though Eric wants to continue to fulfill his social need by hanging out with his friends, he chooses to go back inside because his need for safety overrules his social needs. When Eric gets back inside, he reflects on how much self-respect he has and knows that he did not deserve to be treated like that by Bruno. He gets bored quickly and feels left out, so he heads back outside. Eric's social needs become more important than his esteem needs. While Eric knows Bruno will continue to insult him, he cares more about fulfilling his social needs by hanging out with a larger group. Eric really wants to be the most popular kid in the group. This is Eric's self-actualization need. He sees that goal getting closer when Bruno starts to pick on Mark, who currently holds the title of most popular. Eric knows that he could join Bruno and show that he is cooler than Mark, and thus more popular. However, Eric fears that this may cause Mark to dislike him, and Eric's need for esteem and respect are more important to him than his need for self-actualization. So he asks Bruno to stop teasing Mark. Eric knows there will be other chances to steal the title of most popular, which won't tarnish his reputation as a nice guy. Let's review. Needs theories attempt to identify internal factors that motivate an individual's behavior and are based on the premise that people are motivated by unfulfilled needs. One of the most popular needs theories is Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory. Maslow proposed that motivation is the result of a person's attempt at fulfilling 5 basic needs: physiological, safety, social, esteem, and self-actualization. Physiological needs are those needs required for human survival, such as air, food, water, shelter, clothing, and sleep. Safety needs include those needs that provide a person with a sense of security and well-being. Personal security, financial security, good health, and protection from accidents, harm, and their adverse effects are all included in safety needs. Social needs, also called love and belonging, refer to the need for a sense of belonging and acceptance. Social needs are important to humans so that they do not feel alone, isolated, and depressed. Friendships, family, and intimacy all work to fulfill social needs. Esteem needs refer to the need for self-esteem and respect, with self-respect being slightly more important than gaining respect and admiration from others. Self-actualization needs describe a person's need to reach his or her full potential. Maslow's theory is based on two principles. Progression principle suggests that lower level needs must be met before higher level needs. Deficit principle claims that once a need is satisfied, it is no longer a motivator because an individual will take action only to satisfy unmet needs. As a manager, you should review the specific steps that can be taken to provide your employees with the means of satisfying all of Maslow's needs. Remember, a motivated employee is an asset to any organization, and it is up to you to provide motivators to your employees.
So, what is your role as a nurse leader? Well, your role is to empower employees to thrive. You need to promote great teamwork and team environment. You need to preserve the dignity of all and promote justice. And lastly, invest time on the front lines, which is really important. Nurse leaders who invest time on the front lines will have a greater understanding of nurse vulnerabilities, which makes them more likely to be proactive in addressing and reacting to any quality care issues, any toxic work cultures, and other downstream consequences that could occur as a result, and lead people to be not motivated in their work environments.